Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my second ever monthly reset. I'm so excited to share how my last month was and talk about what I plan and hope for in the coming month of July. Today is June 30th. Tomorrow is July 1st. We are halfway through 2020, which is wild. So I was talking to my therapist on Tuesday and she gave me the affirmations of I am flexible and growing and I am open to the new and changing. Hopefully you can take that into your month as well because I think it's super great. So I told her that I had made my whole June reset video and I did a million tasks that I wanted to do and I just didn't complete most of them. So a couple words of advice that she gave me and that I would give you if this is one of the first months or you don't really find yourself meeting a lot of your goals is to keep it simple. You will notice that your needs will come up and you can continue to track your progress. I have decided to extremely scale it back in terms of my goals and everything. But that's just a little bit of an intro. I still want to kind of form the video in the same way that I did last time, which was kind of like a recap. And then I went into budget, goals, and my monthly favorites. I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy iPad so that I can do my monthly recap of June and some things that I did. Just a heads up if the light changes, I have no natural sunlight in my apartment. I'm sitting on the floor and it's 5, almost 6 p.m. right now. And so I'm getting sunlight kind of reflected in from another part of the building, but here we have it. I'm so sorry if it's distracting. I'm just gonna do a little screen recording moment on my iPad because it's just gonna make editing this so much easier. The first thing I did this month was celebrate my sister Malia promotion. Okay. I'm gonna freak out. The first thing that I did this month was celebrate my sister Malia. She promoted from 5th grade to 6th grade. Then I celebrated Claudia and Rylan's birthday. We hung out at Claudia's pool during the day. Here's a selfie in the car. We went to Koi for dinner, which was great. I hung out on the Santa Monica Pier with Rylan that day and Hannah, and it was super fun. And it was just a pretty view that day. Everyone out at the beach. We had a moment on the roller coaster, which honestly I want to go back. It was really so much fun. And then I went on a hike with my friend Skylar. It was gorgeous. We went in the Palisades area, so yeah, it was really nice. And then just me tanning, having a moment, and my lovely dog Harley eating plants. She's a Great Dane. She has a couple of brain cells, but I love her deeply. We also went to a restaurant where they cook the food in front of you, which was super fun. And then I went to Palm Springs with Kylie and Skylar. I had such good food. There was a lot of beautiful scenery. It was just a great time. I started going to Core Power again. There's me and my little yoga fits. This is me at dinner. I went with my friends Demi and Chelsea, and then if you know, you know, this is some hot water cornbread that we had on Juneteenth/Father's Day. That was so good. And then here's my dad going in on the grill. Oh, here is my sister when she slept over my house. Here's the live photo. She really wanted me to take a photo of her like that. And she was just vibing in bed. This is her upset when I told her she needed to move to the right side of the bed because I was sleeping on the left. And then we cooked breakfast in the morning. I took her to UCLA camp, which was so cute. I felt like a mother. And then here's me at the beach. I've been having a beach moment the past few weeks. It's been really great. This was a restaurant that I tried down the street from my house with my dad and my sister. And then I got some film photos back from a recent camera, which was super fun. I love this photo of me and Claudia. It's adorable. And then I took the train down to San Diego to hang out with my friends, Bella, Janelle, their boyfriends. So here's me literally doing my makeup on the train because they told me they were gonna pick me up and we're going straight to dinner. Here's a photo that Janelle's boyfriend took. His camera is so nice. He takes the nicest photos of everyone, and he was practicing his editing. This is us at the beach. Here's some furniture that Allie got for our patio, and I hung up those lights. This is something that I built, a bookshelf. And I'll put a picture of the bookshelf, I guess, but that's the recap that I had of the month. Nothing incredibly crazy. In conclusion, June was great. The only thing I'll say is I just kind of like fell off on my goals. I'm gonna pull them up right now and see what I did and didn't do, but my biggest issue is that after about the second week of the month, I stopped looking at them. And I think I was just like getting distracted, like living my life, having fun with friends. And as important as doing that is to me, like hanging out with friends, living my life, just vibing, resting, I do also want like a little bit more structure and discipline in my life. And I feel like I did lack it the past few weeks. I am gonna go through those pitiful June goals that I created for myself and probably didn't do most of. But I think the biggest thing to take away from the goals that I had is I really do think that I just did too many. And even if I didn't do too many, I didn't make specific enough of a plan for them. So I told my therapist that I hadn't exercised as much as I wanted to or made use of my 2 memberships that I have at a gym and at Core Power. And she literally made me pick out exact times of the week that I was gonna go to each place at least 2 times or 3 times. And then I would add extra if I needed to, but this way it's more specific, like, okay, Monday morning at 6:30, I'm doing this. Like Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., I'm doing this, and I have to make it a priority. Read 2 books. I did not. Go to therapy once a week. The only week I missed was actually because of the therapy place's like fault. I had to switch therapists, so I'm gonna give myself that. Listen to 3 podcasts a week. I did not, but I have been listening to a lot more like motivational YouTube videos or TED Talks. So I did get good content in there, but I didn't specifically meet that goal, no. Go on 5 walks per week. I totally fell off on my walking game, so I did not do that. Go to boxing once a week. I don't think that I did that. I can double check. Stretch after every gym workout. I did do that, and that's something I was really struggling with before, and I was feeling it in my body, so I'm happy that I did that. Contribute $500 to the Roth. I believe I did that. Spend less than $40 each grocery visit. I did do that. So I think I went to Target or Trader Joe's about 4 times, and I spent between $30 and $40 every time. I did go to Costco and spend a little bit more on food one time with my mom, but I'm gonna let it slide. Okay, no new clothes / shoes. I failed. And you know why? I forgot I was even doing that until I read this right now. So the last thing, I completed my work goals, and I did not spend about 2 hours a week working on career advancements, and I did not post 4 YouTube videos. I posted like 2. We're gonna move on. It's okay. It happens. We're gonna learn from it. And that's all that you can do. I last month decided that for my budget planning, I was going to just track my spending, and instead of kind of tracking it like every day, like I wish I would have done, I just tracked it all once at the end of the month, and it was really bad. I think I spent about $5,000. I don't make $5,000 a month. Like I'm just gonna, so 200 of it was on fast food. So I'm gonna be very strict this upcoming month. I made a little template, and I basically just split it up into essentials, non-essentials, and then I designated a certain amount for each area. And then I also want to do a spending tracker. That's the whole budget thing. I spent way too much money. I have a little plan in effect. I'm gonna try my best to keep up with it, and then if I babysit, I will be allowed to spend like extra money how I please. This week, my therapist had me choose an affirmation for myself, and this was like after I was expressing just kind of struggles with indecision, meeting my goals, and making goals for myself. And this is only my 2nd session with her, but I love her so much, and she's already shared such great things with me. So I just made like a short and sweet affirmation: I am capable. So that's kind of my upcoming week in June motivation. And then she added the one I had mentioned earlier, which is like, I am flexible and growing. I made a little schedule with her for working out, which I'll put on the screen. That's my goal. But I did want to do just a couple other things. So my other goal will be no like screens or anything for at least 20 minutes before bed. So no TV, no TikTok, no texting my friends, like nothing like that. I set my alarm for the next morning before that. I really want to be strict about it, and I think it's going to help my sleep a lot. Also, I want to do 5 new things this month. And it could be something simple like going to a coffee shop I've never been to. I also want to read 3 books this month. So those are going to be my goals. I think they're super doable. I think it's also going to be really doable because I just bought some new books and they're more like engaging books as opposed to self-care books. It's like a story that I'm throwing myself into, like Colleen Hoover, you know, book talk stuff. And I got a ton of recommendations. So I'm super excited to go through those and kind of like separate myself from the screen as much as I can. This was a super good read. It had really good like practical advice in the book in terms of like listening to other people. So I really liked that. I didn't listen to any new podcasts this month. I kind of fell off on podcasts. I was listening to a lot of TED Talks. The only podcast I did listen to this month was Regardless by my friend Skylar and Do You Fucking Mind. I am gonna go ahead and pull up my recently liked songs. The first one is Holding Back by Banks. The next one is Late Night Killer by Jules the Wolf.
Fuck aren't you answering your phone? In the nighttime, bitch, I come alive.
So good. The next one is Lately by Tendai. Same Old Ways. And that one's by Amalu. I'm gonna end it off with a song that I got from my friend Skylar, and it just reminds me of her because I feel like she plays it like all the time. Like I've seen so many videos of her dancing to it, but it's such a vibe. Like she played it on the way to Palm Springs and I just loved it. So it's called Persuasive by Doechii.
How does it feel to be? Feel like the feeling of a suppressed. Feel like I got no rest.
Okay, so those are some of the songs that I liked this month. And then for the rest of it, content creators, I've been watching Hines again. A lot of the other ones I mentioned were in my last video. Oh, and JC Marie Smith, whatever. Love her. She's just a slay. And I also got back into Hitomi Mochizuki again. So I really like that. More like mindful stuff. And then JC's just like herself. And I love that. I don't have a quote for this month, so I'm gonna share one of my favorite quotes ever. And this is one of the reasons that I would maybe even get like a lotus flower like tattooed on me somewhere. I don't have any tattoos, but I would love to get some someday. But this was my senior quote in high school. And it is something along the lines of, like the lotus flower that is born from the mud, we too must honor the darkest parts of ourselves to allow like yourself to flourish or to bloom. Something along the lines of that. So you have to appreciate, accept, acknowledge, and love all of the shit that has happened to you in order to prosper, grow, live, learn, laugh, love. You know? You know? Next time I'm gonna plan this out a little more. My favorite products from this month, 2 things. So one of them was how I broke my goal and I bought a new pair of shoes, these Steve Madden shoes, and I love them. I will say, like, when you walk, they kind of smack your heels and they make like a noise, which can be probably annoying to other people, sorry, but they give me a little bit of height. I'm 5'3", 5'4". I love them. They're super cute. Another thing is this little like satchel style bag, and sorry to say, but it's vintage if you like it. I got this from my mom. It's actually via Spiga, so it's like not that big of a deal. I really love her. I've honestly been favoring this over my Louis Vuitton as of late because I love a good shoulder bag, but this one seems like mature. You can fit a lot of things in it, and it is just kind of in style right now, and I love black, and the little detailing on here is phenomenal. My favorite candle of the month, this is actually the second time I've ever bought this candle. It's coconut and honey. It's crackling wood wick from Target, and this candle was $19. My favorite practical item, I actually forgot to do this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say my favorite practical item for this month is a heating pad that I have. I can try and find like a photo of it because it's in my room, but it has like herbs or something on the inside of it, and I just microwave it, and I use that a lot when I'm having period cramps, and then sometimes if I have like neck pain. So I was using it a lot for my cramps yesterday. It was my saving grace, but that would be like a very practical favorite of mine. I totally forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but just to kind of get your creative juices flowing. So this morning I got like a bunch of old post-it notes that I had, and I wrote down, condensed and consolidated them, and then I also took a moment to journal outside, reflect about the last month, and just like be mindful, do some deep breaths. But something really exciting that happened is in one of my previous videos, I had purchased a journal and I got it way too many months in advance, and I wrote my name in it so I couldn't return it. But it officially starts in July, so I've already started adding things to it. That's another thing that I'm really trying to do, is check in with my planner every day. Like, this is just gonna be something that's open and out all of the time so I can keep myself accountable. I will put my goals and my schedule in there, and I will look at them every week. I'm very excited. But yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm sure this video was all over the place, honestly, but I do just want to express how not everybody's a robot. You can just kind of do everything in a way that you would want to do, even if it doesn't make sense to somebody else. But in the case this does make sense to somebody else, or inspires you to just think a little bit differently or outside of the box, I hope it did so. I'm so happy I was able to film this video today. Literally, I'm so sorry about the lighting. I'm sorry about just like maybe lack of organization. My head was all over the place in June, as you can see. So I'm gonna be coming in hot with more quality videos, more thought out, trying my best. But yeah, we're all just living, laughing, loving.